Hey, everybody. Hey, I see you. I see you. I don't know who it is, but I see you. Say hey. Say hey. If you would like for your name and your profile to be shown, please give StreamYard permission to see you, to see your name and your profile and everything. Yes. It's going to give it a few minutes for everybody to get on. I'm praying for everybody. Yes. I am praying. Hey. I see you. I see you. God is so good. God is good, y'all. He is good. He is amazing. He is amazing. Yeah, I can't see. Y'all gotta type something in the comments. Type something in the comments. Yeah, it is absolutely going down tonight. I am excited. I am excited. I am excited. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am just tagging a few people because I gotta let my folks know that I am here and I'm in the building tonight. I didn't even know if I was going to go live, and then I was having some technical difficulties. It was getting a little crazy for me, y'all. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Hey, Kev, I see you. Hey. I see you, my brother. I see you. I am over here trying to tag up a few folks. That's what I'm doing. I'm um trying to get it together. Yes. I cannot tag everybody and do this. Sometimes I tell you, in order for me to get stuff done, I need like a crew to work with me. I need a crew to with me. Okay, so tonight, y'all, I want to talk about meeting your soulmate, right? And what it takes in order to meet them, right? I've been talking, I guess it's kind of like a little series I've been doing, talking about your energy and how you attract different people into your life, right? And then how people are attracted even to your pain. And that's the truth, That's just how it is. People don't even realize why they're attracted to you. So I've been talking about that. But I wanted to talk tonight about meeting your soulmate, right? And some of the things that you could do to make that happen, to facilitate that in your life. Okay, so I got about 6, 7 tips right now I want to give out, right, for tonight. I'm excited, y'all. I am very, very excited. If you want StreamYard to see your name, give them permission. If you're looking in my Unlocking Your Love group or you are watching on YouTube, you have got to give StreamYard permission to see your profile and your name in order for me to know it's you commenting, unless you're on my regular Facebook page. Um, I'm going to really work on this thought provoking Thursday moving forward. I got some special guests coming up for you this month, and I'm really excited about that. But let's get on to the meeting your soulmate business. Um, the number one thing that you have to do before you can meet your soulmate is that you have to let go of your past mistakes. You have to make a conscious decision that you are going to let go of everything that is hindering you from meeting the person of your dreams, right? So you got to forgive yourself. You got to let go of your past. You got to forgive yourself for everything that you did or you didn't do. That's number one, right? And number two, forgiving yourself. That's one of the most important things you could ever do, because none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes. We even choose the wrong partners or what seems like the wrong partner, right? I want to say this to you before I move on any further, because this has been burning in my heart, my mind, and my spirit. I want to say this to you. Your waiting season is over. I do not know who that is for, but I promise you that your waiting season is over. I promise you that everything that you've been praying for and everything that I've been talking about leading up to this very moment, right? Is God is telling me that your waiting season is over, right? I've been telling people for months now to prepare for what they've been praying for. And if you have not been preparing for what you've been praying for, then it's shame on you. right? And when I say getting prepared, I mean doing the work that it takes in order for destiny to meet up with what you've been praying for, right? In order for you to get to where it is that you want to be, we've been praying, we've been asking God, for the things that we need and want. I don't care if it's starting a new business, I don't care what it is. But what I've been saying to people every time I get on and I go live, basically, has been getting prepared for what you've been asking God for, right? It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but it means that you're doing the necessary work, right? Of course, somebody wants to call me while I am on my live. I should have just, cut my volume down. But I've been telling you that because that is important. Now, preparation truly can look like simply something as simple as cleaning up your house, right? It could look like going through old paperwork. It can look like getting your finances in order. It can also look like, um, um, uh, if it's for a job or employment or whatever, going back to school. It could look like so many things. But the idea is that if you've been praying for something to happen in your life in a specific area or in every area of your life, then you need to get prepared for it, right? Here's a word for those who prepare. Here's a word for those who have been preparing. Your waiting season is over. I promise you. Whatever it is that you've been praying for, this is the season right now. Today is September the 1st. It's time to give birth to everything that you've been asking God for, right? Okay, God had laid that on my heart, and I'm bringing it to y'all right now because that's genuinely how I feel. It's what I know to be the truth. Now, let's get back to meeting your soulmate business. All right, you're going to forgive yourself, and then you're going to take time to heal. Take the time, the necessary time that you heal. Nobody wants to be with anybody who has not healed. And I'm sure that many of you can attest to that. You don't want to be in a relationship with anybody that's broken. So if a person steps to you and they're not healed and you are, you cannot engage with them. You cannot be around them. You cannot build a life with somebody who's not healed. Because if they're not ready, they're going to destroy where you are, right? So you got to be prepared to walk away from anything that's not serving you, because what you're doing is you're trying to meet your soulmate, right? And there are a lot of people who believe that the soulmate is one person in the entire world. I don't believe that. I believe that your soulmate is somebody that aligns themselves with you because they are in alignment with you, right? And when they meet you, they know because they can spiritually feel you. They can feel your heart. They know that you're sincere and that you're genuine. You know that they're sincere and that they're genuine. You know how you meet people and people be, you might meet somebody and your friends might say to you, "Oh no, don't worry about that. Oh no, that person is not it. Don't worry about them, or they ain't no good, or this, that, and the other." Don't believe that. If God has shown you that person or revealed that person to you, then you believe what God says over and above what anybody out here in this good little world is talking about. Your best friend, your good girlfriend, and all of that other stuff. Don't get all caught up in that. Okay? Believe what God told you about them and keep it right there. Matter of fact, you don't even have to have a discussion with anybody about what God told you, right? That's another thing, right? Okay. The other point to meeting your soulmate is this: you got to take responsibility for the role that you have played in your life. That's what you need to do. You have to. You absolutely have to. I was hoping that Daryl would jump on here with me tonight because he and I was talking, but he might be a little bit busy. He might jump on. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not sure, right? But the other part of this is taking responsibility for the role that you played. Like, let's be clear, right? Don't walk around mad not another day. Don't waste any more of your time being angry or upset because of what somebody in your past did to you. Don't spend not another moment lamenting in that. Stay focused. You're trying to move forward, and you can't move forward if you keep looking backwards and you keep remaining in pain about what somebody else did to you. How they treated you, how they made you feel, right? No, you don't have time for that because we're moving forward. We're moving forward. We're in a fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. All right. Hey, Wayne, I see you, baby. I see you. We got to catch up, Wayne. We always say that I got to call you, or you got to call me when you're not busy, because I always got time for you, brother. I always got time for you. Um, the reality of the situation is that we have to heal and take responsibility. It's not anybody else's fault, right? No matter how they treated you, half the time they don't even know what they did to you, how they hurt you, the depth to which they hurt you, right? Yes, same to you, brother. You already know. Much love, King, much love. um they don't even realize the depth of the hurt and the pain that you're experiencing because they didn't treat you right. Don't carry that no more. Let that thing go. Don't let it have control over you. Don't let it have dominion over you. Don't let it keep you in bondage, right? We don't want to do that. We want to move forward. We want to meet our soulmate. And once again, there are some people that believe, and I'm saying this again because I need to express this a little deeper. There are some people believe that there is only one person in this entire world, that can be your soulmate. I personally do not believe that. I believe that you can make a life with somebody, once again, that aligns themselves with where you are because they are in alignment with who they are, right? That's what a soulmate is to me. It is someone who can align themselves with where you are because they have alignment in their own lives, right? That's important. The other part of that is to figure out what's important to you. What's important to you? What are some of the things that really, really are important to you? It doesn't matter how cute a person is. It don't matter how much money they make. It don't matter if you want the same things, right? If you don't want the same things, right? The reality of the situation is if you get with somebody who is not in alignment with you, who does not want the same things that you want, it's all for naught anyway because it's not going to last. Right? It'll be too much bumping heads. It'll be too much trying to control. It'll be too much, fighting and doing a battle. So you need to find someone who is in alignment with where you're going, right? Some women, and this is real talk, don't even want to be married. Some women have been married before and they do not want to try getting married again. But there are some brothers out here that want to settle down and they want to be married, right? And I know that's not on the top 10 things of what men usually like to do, but there are some brothers that are out here that says, you know what, I want my queen. Like, I don't want to be in these streets no more. I want the woman who I can settle down with. They looking for you. They looking for my sisters who are ready, who are in alignment with their vision, right? Who's going to bring them peace, right? Who's going to be the person that they can sincerely sit down and talk with and not be afraid to share their most intimate, deep thoughts with, right? But women need to feel that too. They need to feel safe. They need to feel safe. And for men, it's a little bit different. It's safety, but it's just a little bit different. It looks different, right? Having a safe place to recluse, having somebody in your life that you can talk to about anything that's on your mind, right? For either sex, male or female, right? But if you find yourself out here and you think that all no men want to get married, that's a lie. So let's be clear about that. Because some women just don't want to get married, but men care about them. But imagine what that's like in the household. Imagine what that could be like. If you want something, you want to get married, you want to settle down, but the female, the woman is saying, nah, I don't want that. Because any day I'm ready to pick up and go, I'm out of here. I don't want to go through the divorce. I don't want to go through that pain. I don't want to go through that hurt, right? So even for my brothers go through that too, right? They go through that too, right? So I just wanted to be clear that it's not just the woman who's dealing with those types of issues, who want to get married and the man doesn't, right? You just got to find somebody, once again, who aligns with you about what you want because they're in alignment with what they want, right? And you know it when you see it. You know how you can tell? Because they're sincere. You can tell because they are sincere. They are keeping it real, right? You could tell when a person is talking to you if they legit or not. And I'm not talking about somebody who's spitting game and is a professional game spitter, right? Because there's a lot of people out here who know how to, talk that talk, say that thing, make you, all of a sudden, you in a compromising position because they just know how to whisper those sweet nothings in your ear. I'm not talking about that, right? There's some women out here who kicking game too. Don't get it twisted. I got to be clear, right? Um, and once again, it's some, it's not all. right? So you need to use discernment and use wisdom when you're choosing your partner, your soulmate, your life, your life partner, your best friend, right? You need to be clear about what it is that you want the relationship to look like, right? You want to see what the attributes. So when I say that to you, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm saying, like, what does the relationship look like? Are you guys cooking together, right? Are you laughing? Do you read together? These are the attributes. I'm not talking about the physicality, whether they 6'2", 180, whether she's 5'6", 175 pounds. I'm not talking about those type of attributes. I'm talking about the attributes of the relationship, the thing that makes them special. Do you see yourself vacationing together? What are the things that you're looking for, right? Do you like physical touch, and do they like physical touch? I know people who don't like to be kissed and hugged and touched because of their life, because in their past, like, their parents didn't raise them, mother died, father, wasn't, in the picture necessarily, and they're not used to getting hugs and kisses. And so to be with somebody who loves physical touch can be problematic for them, right? Because they like physical touch, right? Because the other person likes physical touch. So you need to look at the attributes of what you want your relationship to look like, right? That's the sixth thing, because you got to figure out what's important to you, and then you got to write down and look at the attributes that it is that you want, right? And then the single most important thing is that you have to believe that that person exists. That is the single most important thing. It does not matter. Come on here with me. It does not matter whether or not the perfect person shows up to your house, right? I know he ain't gonna come breaking in your door. I already said that. I said that in another live another day. He's not, or she's not gonna come kick your door in because she just gotta have you. It's not. It doesn't work like that, right? You gotta go out and you gotta date, right? You got to go out. You got to meet people. You can't sit around the house hoping, wishing, and praying that somebody gonna come and they just gonna sweep you off your feet. They don't even know you exist. You got to go out, right? But the single most important thing, after everything else that I've said, meeting your soulmate, is that you got to believe that somebody is capable of loving you. A lot of times we sabotage any hope of having a great relationship because of our thought process, because we don't believe. And even when the right person or a good person or a wonderful person shows up that can meet your every need in terms of the attributes that you want, you will turn them away. You will push them away, you know, inadvertently, and sabotage any hope of having a great relationship. So you have to get rid of the stuff that's keeping you in bondage. Let go of all of that past stuff. Forgive yourself. Take time to heal. Take responsibility for the role that you play in your life. Stop blaming other people. It's not always anybody else's fault. Sometimes people don't know better. Just forgive them and let it go. You got to figure out what's important to you. I'm reiterating these tips. Figure out what's important to you, right? And don't get caught up in stuff that doesn't even matter. You know, be mindful so you don't destroy your hope. Be mindful so you don't destroy your chances, right? So you want to work through all of this kind of stuff. You want to have an idea of the type of person that you want in your life, whether or not they have good character and integrity, right? Because you don't want to tie yourself to somebody who out here doing all kind of foolishness, right? So that's that. Those are the very, very important things. What does your house look like, right? What do you dream about? Does your partner keep the house clean? Do they know what to do, right? Do they help you out? What does it look like, right? Do they cook you dinner? Do they cook, period? Because these days, a lot of people don't cook for various reasons, but they don't cook, right? Is that important to you? Do you want somebody in your life that can cook? Now, can I raise my hand over here? Absolutely. Because while I know how to cook, I don't want to have to do all the cooking. Hello, somebody. Okay. So sometimes I'll be like, nope, I can't cook. Can you cook? Because I be trying to figure, like, am I going to be a slave in the kitchen with the old ball and chain on? Come on now. Come on now. I want to see if you can cook. Can you cook? Hook a sister up. Let me see what you're working with. Right? Yes, Kevin. Do they encourage? Kevin, can you better say so? You got me. I'm gonna put this up on a good screen. Do they encourage you? Do they support you? Right? Do they speak to you? Do they even operate in your love language? Do you know what your love language is? Right? You need to do some of that, figure that thing out. For a lot of men, it's physical touch, but it's also words of affirmation. It's also respect. That's what love looks like. I think a new love language, and I saw this on somebody's post a while ago. There is a love language that says we're gonna work this out together. You know that's commitment. That's a love language to me. I want to know that you're committed. I want to know that you like. Wait. No, 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 no. I want this. We in this here together. That's a love language to me. Say it all the time. I can't cook, so can you? You know what, Bernadette? I do. I promise you, sis. How you doing, boo boo? I see you. I promise you, that's how I am. I be like, nope, can't cook, but I can cook. I can actually, do pretty good. I ain't as good as my sisters and them because they be throwing all the way down. But I can cook now. I can feed you if you're hungry. I can fix your sandwich. But my point is that we need to be clear. Somebody is outside just talking. It might be them cheering to somebody. I got to be closing windows and carrying on. Um, like you gotta know what works for you. You gotta know what it is that you want, what's important to you, right? Because not everybody is going to give you everything that you say you want and need, but there are some things that you need some clarity around if you're going to meet your soulmate. And that's just real talk. Because your soulmate, okay, so let's just say anybody shows up. They nice, they good looking, 6 pack, or she, got a shape like an hourglass, and the brothers is loving that, and she gorgeous on top of that. But you don't know what you really need and you really want from her, or you really don't know what you need or you want from him, right? The attributes, what is it that's important to you? You need to know that, because that's a great place to start. You got to be willing to ask the hard questions, right? And some of these questions are not hard. Where do you see yourself? Where have you been on vacation, right? That tells you a lot. But maybe you would be able to open up their hearts and minds to the possibilities of going on vacation if they've never really been to Jamaica or Aruba or Spain or Thailand or whatever, right? You need to be with somebody who's open to the possibilities of traveling, even if they've never traveled before. One of the first things you might want to do is say to them, babe, you got to get a passport, right? Right. So there are some things that you want to look for in the partner that are important to you, because that may not be important. Vacation might not be important to you at all. Right. Maybe you like to just take little road trips and you ain't trying to do nothing exotic like going to Dubai. Right. But real talk, those are the things that you need to pay attention to, because that is what is going to make or break your relationship. Because if you're a world traveler and all they want to do is sit home and watch TV, that may not be a good mix for you, right? Because when you want to go on a vacation, you want to go on vacation with your man or your woman, and they like, no, I just rather sit around and watch cooking shows. That ain't going to work unless you just like to travel by yourself. We're talking about a soulmate. We're talking about your best friend. We're talking about the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. How do I meet him? How do I meet her? Right? So we want to be clear about everything that we're looking for so that we can make better choices and better decisions. Some people ask me how I know within 2 to 3 weeks of meeting someone if they are the one for me. Most of the time, most and generally, I tell people this. because I already know what I want and I have clarity around that. And if they do not meet that, if I could see, like if I'm having a phone conversation with them, and then after the second week of talking to them, all I hear them doing is complaining on the phone, and they talking about their baby mama, and they brother is this and they sister is that. I already know to stay away from them. You know why? Because I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. They could really have things going on in their life. It don't mean I won't be their friend, but I will not take it any further if I feel like that conversation is always negative. They have nothing positive to add. I also look at their character to look at what type of person they are. Are they helping out their friends on the weekend? Are they just sitting home? Do they care about other people? Do they treat the waiter or the waitress nice? Do they treat the busboy nice? Are they kind-hearted? Are they angry? I look at all of those things, and I promise you that in 2 to 3 weeks of talking to people on the phone, just simply talking on the phone, and maybe one day, maybe I usually can tell whether or not they're for me. Now, maybe I'm cutting people off a little bit too soon and too short, but I don't have a whole bunch of time to waste. I don't play like that. If I could just keep it real, I don't play them kind of game. Hey, you either go, you either it or you not, and I'm not trying to make you be it, right? You can't make anybody be it for you, right? If there's some things you want, you can't twist and contort them into what you want them to be. They are being who they are, right? And furthermore, if this is your best foot that you're putting forward with me, and this is the best you got right here, right now, and I see things that are not of good character, make me not even want to go on a second or a third date with you or talk to you any longer. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need it, right? But more importantly than everything else is that you got to believe that the person even exists. I cannot tell you, if I had a quarter or a dollar, I would be a millionaire by now. But all the times I hear sometimes the same person or same set of people tell me the same thing. They don't believe that any good people are out here. And there's always like a complaint around that. Like, all these women want is for somebody to spend money on them, take them on vacation and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's not true. Every woman don't every woman don't want the same things. You have to find someone who aligns with you. And somebody even said to me the other night, I had a barbecue at my house. Somebody even said to me the other night, well, I don't know where all the good ones are at. All the good ones are taken. I said, that's not true. That is not true. Statistically speaking, and I keep talking about this statistic because it absolutely blew my mind. They say about 80% of all the men in the world are not even having sex. They're not even, and some of them might be in relationships, but they're not having sex. And you know why? Because they don't have the gift to gab. They don't know how to approach women. And it's a lot of women I say, oh, all they do is run around here and they just sleep with this. Not all of them. Maybe it depends on their age, but 80%. Can you believe that? Google it. 80%. I believe the statistic is 80% of all the men in the world are not having sex. That is crazy to me. But I believe it. Because I don't believe that every man has the ability to talk to a woman and to show up and tell the woman how they feel, and they're kind of afraid. They're not intimidated by us, but they don't know if they should step to us because they don't know how they'll be received. So it's a lot of brothers out here that just, they really want to be in a relationship, but they don't know how to position themselves, and it sounds absolutely crazy. It sounds crazy to even say something like that, but I really true. And yes, I don't know who this is. Good people are out. Good people are out here. I don't know who that is. You have to give StreamYard permission to view your profile. But of course, there are amazing and wonderful people out here. I'm telling you. And they just want somebody in their lives. You know what I'm saying? They want somebody to build with, men and women, right? And women are sitting here like, well, wait a minute. My girlfriends, they ain't even in relationships, and they looking and they did it. And it's like, preparation has to meet destiny. But you got to get prepared. If you're not prepared, you can miss your opportunity. Well, not really. I don't think you ever miss what's for you, right? But you're delaying it because you're not prepared. And I really mean that. That's why I've been saying get prepared over the last few months. Right? Because you're still worried about something that happened in your past and you're supposed to be moving forward. And then if you don't believe that you can even have anybody who can love you and bless you and do certain things with you and for you and be a blessing to you, then you kind of you pushing yourself out of the game. Ain't nobody else pushing you out. You pushing yourself out of the game because of the way that you think. If your mindset says ain't nobody out here, then trust me, for you, it ain't gonna be nobody out here. Right? There's another little factoid, and I'm always telling women this because they keep saying, oh, and men say it too. The ratio of men to women is 10-1, and this, that, and the other, 8-1 or whatever. 8 women for every one man. I'm like, that's a lie. Google it. For every single female, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So for every female, there is a male. Now, what's going to separate it or make it different for us is going to be whether or not the woman even wants to be in a relationship. So even if it was an 8-to-1 ratio, I mean, at least 3 of them women don't even want to be in a relationship. That's the truth. Then you got 5 left, right? And out of the 5 that's left, 2 of them is working on their career and ain't got no time for no relationship. Then it's 3-to-1, right? Even if we broke it down with the 8-to-1 ratio, let's do that, right? Now you got 3-to-1. One of them don't even know how to talk to a man or treat a man. She want a man, but she hasn't learned the lessons that she needs to learn in order to take care and treat the man like he is the king that he is, right? A man ain't no king, just like every, male ain't a man. Oh, come on here, somebody. Okay? They don't be acting like it, okay? They might be male, but all of them don't act like men, okay? Let's just keep it 100, right? Now you got a 2-to-1 ratio. And the 2-to-1 ratio, what separates you from her, even if it was an 8-to-1, but it's not. It's not. Okay? But if now you're down 2-to-1, what's going to separate you? What separates you from the other woman that'll make you the better catch? Your mindset. The way that you think. Are you bringing him peace? Okay, if he out there and he earning and he doing all of the stuff that he needs to do for you and your household and your family, are you bringing him peace? Is he bringing you peace? Because you don't need nobody who ain't bringing you no peace, right? You may not be it for him, but you're it for somebody else. And you need to be clear about that. Everybody is not for you. It might be an 8-to-1 ratio in some people's mind because everybody's like, oh, it's all these men in jail. Heard you. But even if we took that, it's probably still a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay? And then people like, oh, and then I hear women say, oh, well, he's gay and he don't want no woman. Yeah, well, females are gay too. And they don't want no man. Like, let's be clear, right? I need for you to really understand that meeting your soulmate is on you. It's on you because of the way that you think. It's on you because of what you have in your arsenal. It's on you because if you won't forgive what happened in your past, you're still holding on to pain. You're never going to meet anybody that unless they're in pain themselves and they bring in garbage to you, right? If you never forgive yourself for what happened in your past, you're not going to meet your soulmate. They're going to meet resistance the minute they meet you because you're holding on to your past. Right? If you don't know what you're looking for, anything can come walking up in your life. Anything. And here's the other thing. If you're dating, date until he claims you. For the ladies, date until he do not, and I repeat, he's just a homeboy. He is just a homeboy. That's all he is. Until he claim you, he might be a friend with benefits. Ain't nobody got to know. I don't know nothing about your business. I ain't trying to talk about your business. All I'm saying to you is do not stop dating until he claims you. When he say you mine, I got you. Everything else, all other bets is off. Date. And by dating, I don't mean having sex. I need to be clear. I don't mean having sex. I mean date. Date as many people as you can schedule in your calendar in 1 week. Have a good time, sugar. Okay? Because until that man say, I'm taking you off the market, and putting the ring on it, girl, you better keep it moving and stop playing. Okay. I'm being real honest. Because all he is a homeboy. And don't be fantasizing about who you want him to be. He is who he is. Hello, somebody. Hello. Okay. Okay. Long as we clear. Right? Because I don't want nobody, going, crazy or whatever over no dude who ain't even studying you. Because if he wants you, he'll claim you. If he wants you, he will claim you. Real talk. And my brothers can attest to this. If he wants you, he gonna make sure he's gonna let you know that you are it for him. I'm done looking, you it. Time is out for playing games, boo. Let me just put that ring up on there right now. Because I want you off the market. I'm not telling you to be sloppy with it. I'm telling you to enjoy your life until a man claims you. In fact, can I tell y'all this real story real quick? Let me tell y'all this story. That's a whole fact. I know it is. I don't know who wrote that, but it's a whole fact. It's a whole fact. You got to give StreamYard permission to share this video. I mean, to see your profile in order for me to know who wrote that. Whole fact that we be sitting around here giving it all up. But let me just tell you something. Somebody just told me the other day that this young lady had a friend. They was telling me about somebody they knew. I don't know the person at all. But they were telling me that they had a good friend, right, who been single for a while, and she kept meeting these guys who were not up to par, and she would go out maybe once with them, and she said, he's not it. And she was starting to feel like she wasn't ever going to meet anybody, right? Like, because how do you got to give StreamYard permission to see your profile. It's like you got to click and say it's okay for StreamYard to use your to see your profile, and then I can see who it is. You could just tell me who you are, right? Because if you don't know how to do that, right? But so she had been dating and dating and dating, and the last real relationship she was in, I think she was in for like 2 or 3 years, and the guy didn't want a commitment. He just wanted to just continue to kick it. Well, lo and behold, homegirl met this guy, and within 2 months, homeboy was like, I want to marry you. Right? He didn't want to, I guess, I know he wasn't talking about the next day, but he was locking her down within 2 months of her meeting her and dating her. Men are very clear about what they want and what they need in their life. They're methodical in their thinking. They're not wishy-washy like us women we could sometimes be. They're very methodical. When they see a woman that's doing what a woman is supposed to do, they're on it. What if you with someone for 9 years and you love him, he loves you, but everyone have problems in their relationship, but he not showing the love like you show? Does that mean he moved on but don't want to leave you as well? But I'm trying to understand that. Wait, what if you with someone for 9 years and you love him, he loves you, but everyone has problems in their relationship, but he's not showing the love like you show? Does that mean he moved on? It doesn't necessarily mean that he moves on. He just doesn't love the way that you love, right? He's just not doing it the way you do it, right? Men show love differently, right? I just met somebody who just told me that. I was doing a women's empowerment group, and a woman said to me that she likes a man's man, right? And that her husband is not very affectionate. The way that he shows affection is through gifts, right? But she's touchy-feely, and she was finding herself pulling back, right? Because he's not affectionate in the way of touch. And she likes the touchy-feely, the kissing in public, the holding hand, and all of that, but he don't. And so he shows her love by buying her gifts because that's the way he was raised, and that's what the family did, right? And I thought that was interesting. And she was like, now he's making me want to pull back and not be oh, hi, Lakeisha. How are you? I see you. Okay, I got you, baby. I got you. I don't know why it's doing that, Lakeisha. I don't. But he's not showing. So she's bothered, and she began to pull back away from him. She stopped being affectionate, right? And she says, should I continue, because I feel like I'm tired of him the love, um, giving him love in that way, right? Um, and I was like, wow, because it was interesting, right? Um, and I just said to her, I said, no, the issue is we get caught up in we get caught up on it. I'm not either, but if being affectionate, right, is who you are, then keep being affectionate. Keep saying I love you. Keep kissing him, right? Keep rubbing his back, right? This is what I'm saying. Her husband would just buy her gifts because his family, that's what they did. They took vacations and they bought gifts, right? And they did that kind of thing, but they weren't like in the same way, loving in the same way. Just keep being who you're supposed to be in that relationship. You are. Just keep being that person. Don't change and don't deviate, right? Because you know that it's not rooted in the fact that he doesn't love you. He just doesn't show love. Stand. Hey, okay, I think I lost y'all for a minute. I don't know what is going on with my internet. It is starting to get on my good nerves. Okay, okay. So, um, I'm me. I'm not changing. My mouth speaks truth. Okay. All right. So then yeah, just continue to be who you're supposed to be, period, in the relationship. And but it's important just to allow them to be who they are in the relationship too. I don't want anybody that I have to change. This man is very good to her. He is who he is, and I don't think that that's a deal breaker. Now it may be a deal breaker for other people, like, because some people, like, I just want you to touch me, I just want you to hug me, I want you to do it, and I don't want you to do it because I told you to do it. I want you to do it because you desire, right, to touch me, right, hug me, or right? Some people honestly uh, will, like, they're not doing it to hurt. They're doing it because who they are. So if you have to be the one, I don't know, my internet keeps going in and out, y'all. I don't know what's going on. But if you have to be the one to continue to do that, just continue to be who you are, right? Real story. I'm gonna tell y'all the real story. My mom lost 3 of her children when they were young, right? And my great grandmother, who was a midwife, who delivered, I believe, her first 6 children, right? The 3 that passed away, and my older brothers and sisters, right? Or 5 of her children, right? Let me say that. My great grandmother told my mother, she said, you're not supposed to love anything more than you love God. And only 3 of her children were living at the time, before she had the other 2. And that stuck with my mother. And so as I was growing up, my mother never told me that she loved me. I knew she loved me because of the way that she treated me, right? Like, my mother was really, really, really extremely good to all of us, right? She was amazing, right? But I knew my mom loved me, right? So I didn't have a problem with that. But one day, when I was getting older, I must have been, my late teenage years, maybe even 20, 20 something, my mother said to me, she began to tell me the story about what my great grandmother had said to her. And my mother was afraid because she had lost 3 of her children. 2 of her sons died, and my sister, her oldest child, passed away from pneumonia, and this is years and years ago. Like, my mother was 91 when she passed away, and she was a young wife, right? But my point is that my mother didn't want to tell us that she loved us because she was afraid that if she loved us too much, she would lose us. And so she had a difficult time. So what I did, once she told me that story, a lot of things made sense to me. I didn't know that that's why she acted that way. It wasn't that she treated me bad or even funny. She just never really said, I love you. Right. I didn't know what she was struggling with because I really wasn't old enough to handle it, even if she would have told me. right? So from that point on, every time I talk to my mother on the phone, every time I called her every day if I was at school, whatever, because they not at school necessarily because we had cell phones back then. But I would call my mother, and every time I hung up the phone, I would say, I love you. And she would say, I love you. Bah! And she would hang up the phone like really, really quick. Because to her, she didn't want to lose us. Because in her mind, she equated that if I love my kids too much, because God is a jealous God, and that's what my great great grandmother told her, God is a jealous God. And if I say it too much, or if I love my kids too much, God might take them away from me. I promise this was her line of thinking and her rationale. So me not knowing that, I never felt no kind of way about her not saying that whether or not she loved me because I knew that she did. Right. But real talk, we don't always know what's behind why people, react or respond, what their love language is and how they, and why they treat or don't do or don't say or do things differently than we do. All you can do is be your best self. And so, time and time again, eventually it got to the point where she just started saying, I love you. She felt safe enough to say it. To me, at least. I don't know how many times she said it to my sibling, but she said it to me. I wasn't afraid. She began to break through her fear of losing her children because she loved them. Do y'all you get what I'm saying? And so because of that, a lot of things changed in her latter years, but initially she was very afraid to say that. You never know what the rhyme or the reason is for people being the way that they are. You know what I mean? But you need to understand, and maybe one day they'll explain some stuff to you that'll give you more clarity around why they are the person that they are, right? But we need not get so quote unquote attached to the outcome that we're trying to change them. We want to be patient with people. We want to get to know who they are, and we want to get to know why they are the way that they are because they weren't raised in a house with us. Because there's a lot of things that we will not understand initially, but things will be revealed to us as we become more intimate. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about talking to one another, getting to know one another, meeting the person that is going to be your best friend, the person that you can rely upon, the person that you can trust, right? That's important. If you want to meet your soulmate, right? Those are some of the things that you're going to go through. You have to build true intimacy, right? You can't think that your soulmate is just going to just appear and everything's going to be perfect. No, it's just like friendships. They're not built in one day. You might know that there's a certain level of attraction and there's a certain energy, and you may feel extremely secure with a person in a short period of time. But building a foundation of love that is going to last takes time. It's a day by day, step by step process. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's why I believe that you can find a soulmate not in anybody, but in the person that aligns themselves with you because they're aligned with themselves, if that makes any sense, right? And I am very clear that meeting your soulmate requires you um, to do the work on you first, and then make yourself ready and be prepared for everything that you've been praying for. And the misconception is that men don't want to be married and men don't want to settle down. That's a lie. Men do want to be married. They do want to settle down. Let's be clear. You may not be the one for them, though. Okay. Women want to settle down. Women want to get married. But to that brother, if he the wrong brother, you're just not the one. You're not the one. You're not the one that I feel safe with. So no, you're not it, right? So it works both ways. So we ought not get caught up and get angry because people walked away or they didn't treat us. They were supposed to walk away. Let them go. Let them go. And don't hold on to that garbage because that's what it is, garbage. Be set free. Move forward. Meet your soulmate. Get prepared for them because I promise you they on the way. Listen, I'm about to jump off. This has been so dope. I really enjoyed this. I've been on here 50 minutes. Wow. Yeah, I've been on here for a minute. And if you're watching this on a replay, hit hashtag replay. Because I'm telling you, it's some really, really powerful stuff that is going on in our lives. And if we're going to meet the right person for us, we got to be prepared. Get prepared for what you pray for. That's all I got. That's all I got. I am literally, today is September the 1st. I am going to say this one more time. It's the ninth month, and the ninth month is the month to give birth to whatever it is that God has put in your heart, right? And so I've been telling everybody, and I don't know who else this is for, and I'm going to repeat it again, that your waiting season is over. All of the things that you have been praying for are on the way. If you have been preparing for them, because what God doesn't want us to do is He doesn't want us to squander any opportunities that He's given to us. So if you have not prepared, this is the season to give birth. If you have not prepared, I suggest that you begin preparing yourself so that you can receive all that God has for you. And I really mean that. I'm praying for y'all. I promise you, I pray for my Facebook friends and family every day. I'm praying that you get everything you need and that God continues to bless you and your families and your entire bloodline. Y'all have an amazing and wonderful day. I love y'all. Evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Y'all have that. Y'all be blessed now, yeah? All right. Bye-bye.